Vinny, the Tasmanian Devil, in the house. How you doing, sir?
Nice, thank you. Good introduction. let me tell you right off the bat, my name Pazienza was. I joke around and say Pazienza was my slave name because I changed it just to Vinny Paz in the year 2000. And why I say that is because I started boxing because I loved Muhammad Ali. So I took a little page out of his book.
Wow. That's
yeah.
Great. That's great. I'm highly impressed with that alone, man. On Chris's group, he's got a group called, what's your group called, Chris? We Eat, Live, Sleep Boxing. There was a post saying that Arturo Gatti, rest in peace. A lot of people seem to think that he could beat you. I'm here to say, no, he couldn't beat you.
No, I don't think. I love Arturo Gatti and rest in peace. But Arturo Gatti could not beat me because he got hit too much. Anybody who gets hit, I'm going to beat them. Only guys who beat me were guys that were hard to hit, hard to fight, and didn't get hit often. Arturo got hit way too much. I would have stopped him because it would have been a great fight for as long as it lasted. But I stop Arturo like all day long. If we fight 10 times, I stop him 10 times. He get hit way too much, and I can hit. And if I'm going to hit you too much, sooner or later it's going to end. So that's how I look at the fight. But I rest in peace, Arturo Gatti. I don't want to talk bad about him because there's nothing bad to say about him. He's tough as nails, tough as me all day long. But he just got hit a little too much, so he couldn't beat me.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I totally agree. But all the factors will favor Vinny. Vinny was faster. Vinny was stronger. Vinny hit harder, and Vinny was just had better head movement. He was a better technical boxer.
You're exactly right.
It's mostly young cats that's saying that they grew up on Gotti and the Mickey Ward, but they didn't watch. Vinny beat up better competition.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yes.
He would have knocked Mickey Ward out too.
Yeah, and I like Mickey. Mickey lives like not too far from me. I hang out with Mickey at times. He's a really good guy, Mickey Ward is. But those two guys just made magic together. It was just because the two of them were the same level of fighters, and they just made for the greatest fights. They really were awesome fights, the three of them. And I just think they made great fights because they were very comparable in skills, and they both had a lot of heart. Mickey's got a lot of heart, and Arturo's got even more than him. So it made magic for those fights.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question. I want to go outside boxing. There was a bank in Rhode Island.
You mean the bank?
Yeah, the bank.
Oh yeah, I lost over 300,000 in the bank. I lost all my money at that time.
Whoa, damn! I think the whole city seemed to have lost all their money as well. I mean, half the city.
I've been up and down like in boxing. I live my life like I boxed in the ring. It's balls to the walls with everything. No matter what it is, what I'm doing. And I've lost my money, made money back, lost my money, made money back. And, I'm going through the same thing right now. And I'm about to hit another home run where I'm going to be on top of the game again because they're doing a major motion picture about my life story when I broke my neck in the car accident. It's going to be a real inspirational story, and it's going to be big. I'm sure you guys might know the producer is Martin Scorsese, so it don't get much bigger than that.
Wow, that's amazing! That's amazing. And also, I saw a little highlight clip of that, and the car accident. And I'm sure at the time the doctors must have been telling you that you can't fight again. You'll be lucky you would. What was the injuries in the car accident, and how did the car accident actually happen?
Well, I had just beat Gilbert Dele for the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship. I thought I was on top of the world. Great. It was my greatest fight ever. And then a couple weeks later, I was leaving the gym. I was leaving the weightlifting gym, and I just got cut off. I was a passenger. My friend got cut off in his car. He hit the brakes, and we slid into the other lane, and a big town car hit us. And I find out that I broke my neck. I had to wear a halo for 3 months, where I literally had 4 screws in my skull. So when people tell me I got a screw loose, I really do.
Wow.
But I wore that for 3 months, and I was fighting again. There was no question in my mind. That's all I wanted to do was fight. So I didn't tell the doctors. I started working out with the halo on my head, because I couldn't just stay there for 3 months and just have this halo screws in my skull and not do anything, because I knew it just wouldn't be right. I wouldn't be able to make a comeback if I didn't do anything. So I started working out when I had the halo on. I didn't tell the doctors, and luckily enough, it worked out very well for me. I got lucky because anything could have happened. So I got lucky, but I got lucky with a lot of heart and a lot of strength and a lot of hard work. And I came back and I won 3 more world titles after that at super middleweight.
Yeah, you see, the thing is about them sort of thing, and I think that the fans listening, people need to understand this self-belief in yourself. No one could tell you what you didn't know yourself. You believed in you could get better, and you proved it to yourself. That must have been tremendously empowering for you. You know what I'm saying? Because when the mind is stronger than the body, and when you really believe in something, you can make a lot of things happen. It's not. It wasn't like you can't. People say you can be whatever you want to be. That's not true. That's fucking stupid. Because I want to be an NBA player. I'm not gonna be playing national basketball at 5'8". No, I can't do that. But you can do what you can do the best. You can be the best at it. You can go after it with all you got. And I just wanted to fight again, and I wouldn't be denied. So I just, I threw caution to the wind, and I trained hard. I worked with the halo on. I hoped that nothing would happen. I got a little crazy. Just, once in a while to do great things, you got to do some crazy things. And luckily enough, I survived it and came back, and I fought Luis Santana in my first comeback fight from the broken neck, and then I won 3 more super middleweight titles. So it's pretty cool, and it's going to make for a great story. Okay, yeah, thanks. Go ahead, Beats.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Gilbert Dele was going to just end your career right there. When you went to light middle, I didn't think you could beat him. I didn't think you.
A lot of people thought that. I love that. I love when people say that to me.
I'm just being honest. I thought when you made him quit, I stood. I was in amazement. I was in shock and amazement.
That's cool. That was he was a badass. Gilbert was a badass. He was knocking people out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was undefeated in 30 fights. But I was just on that night. I trained so hard for that fight. It was the best fight of my life. And then I broke my neck in the car accident a couple weeks later. But now it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a big inspiration for a lot of people. I'm gonna inspire a lot of people all over the world after this movie is out.
What was your first thoughts when one of your fiercest rivals, Camacho, died?
Oh, I felt bad. Yeah, I felt bad for him. He's a crazy dude. Which most boxers are a little crazy. You got to be a little crazy to get in the ring and have somebody chuck rockets at your head, and you try to knock somebody out. Somebody tries to knock you out. You got to be a little different, a little special to be that kind of guy. And he was to the max. He did everything to the max. He did a lot of drugs, and he was an unbelievable fighter at one time. He was very, very talented, very skillful, and a real good boxer. But he fought his last great fight against me, and then after that he did a lot of drugs, and he went downhill quite a bit. But he was a good fighter, and I felt bad. He kept doing the same thing his whole life. You know, he died because of drugs too. You know, it had something to do with drugs, the way he got shot. So I feel bad for the guy. Yeah,
it was sad. It was sad indeed. It seemed like there was a lot of anger between you two, and that was genuine too.
Yeah, at the time, I put my heart and soul into every fight. So, somebody says something that I don't like, it gets me very aggravated. It's like Roberto Duran. I love him now. He's my buddy. I hated him when I fought him. And I looked up to Roberto Duran. He was one of the reasons why I started fighting. I loved Muhammad Ali, and I liked Roberto Duran too. And I never thought I would grow up to fight him. You know, he was an idol, but he talked mad shit about me at the press conferences. I wanted to kill him bad.
Wow.
Vinny, about my favorite fight that I watched you in was the Dana Rosenblatt fight. The first fight.
Yeah, that's another kid. I hate that kid too. I still hate him today. Yeah. See, I love Duran. I hate Rosenblatt.
Yeah, you stretched him out. He got stretched out, man. You know.
Out. Stretched him out like a fish.
Excellent stuff, man.
Yeah, I saw the fight with Dana Rosenblatt. Where did all the bad blood come from?
Well, he don't live too far from me because I'm in Rhode Island and Boston is not that far. And I literally thought that I was helping him out. I figured he could make money, local kid, pretty good fighter. He retired, with 40, his record is 42-1 when he retired. I was his only loss. But when we started, I literally took him as a tune-up fight I took him as a tune-up fight for real. I think it was for Duran or somebody. But I wanted to fight him because I figured he's a local kid. I'll let him make some money. And then he starts talking all kind of shit about me, like I'm a stepping stone for him. And I was like, whoa, kid. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm the guy here. I'm the champ. You're just a young up and coming kid. What are you talking? Like he was using me as a stepping stone. I just got pissed off and I hated him. So, and to this day I still hate him. He tries to make friends with me. I'd say no way, because I got friends, that are close. They're in Boston, and they meet him once in a while, and he always says, "Oh, come on, tell Vinny, just stop it and be friends with me." I'm like, go take a walk.
Yeah, he was downplaying your accomplishments. I remember in the build-up, he was saying you was a stepping stone. He was going to do this, but
yep,
it wasn't to be.
The stepping stone knocked him out.
Vinny, I was listening. So, what got you into boxing? What was the driving force behind the Tasmanian Devil to make a man like you get into the ring to cause so much havoc?
I'll tell you what. I started boxing when I was 5 years old. 5. My father took me to a gym. I was 5 years old. I started boxing because I loved Muhammad Ali. As a little kid, I used to watch him all the time, and I dug Ali. And I went to box when I was 5, and I did it till I was the organization went from 5 to 12 years old. So once a week I would go boxing since I was 5, and then it ended, and I went to school. My parents wanted me, to do good in school, and I played other sports. And then I went and see this iconic movie called Rocky. And that was it. Then after that, I went to a gym the next day, and I made my father take me to the gym. My parents were dead against it. And that's it. That's it. Boxing for life.
Wow. Definitely got you cooked. And you've been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
I have not been inducted into the Hall of Fame yet, but I know they're smart too. It's all about money. So they're waiting for my movie to come out because then it'll be huge for them to induct me after my movie comes out, because people will come to see me all over the world.
Oh, when do you reckon do you know who's playing Vinny Paz?
Yeah, a kid by the name of Miles Keller, and he's the new hot shot on the block now. They're trying to make him, he's going to be the next big actor coming up, the next young big actor coming up, and I think he's going to do a good job. He's right now he's training with Freddie Roach, the trainer for Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Freddie Roach is training him now, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be cool.
What's the name of the movie?
The movie's gonna be called Bleed for This.
But Bleed for This.
Bleed for This, yes.
Awesome. All right, this sounds like hopefully gonna do well in the Academy Awards. All right, thanks, Vin. Go ahead.
So I would have thought. So wouldn't you have to sort of train him as well, so he'd get your mannerisms down to a T?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's so much stuff on the computer, and my Headstrong DVD. VinnyPaz.com. Get my Headstrong DVD. It's awesome. I sell a DVD of highlights of my career for $19.99, and the DVD literally is awesome. It's the coolest thing I ever did in my life, make that DVD. In between that and all the things that are on the internet about me, you can know me pretty well. So I'm going to spend some time with him shortly. I'm supposed to meet him and Martin Scorsese in the next couple of weeks. So that'll be pretty cool and interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely funny. You looking at someone trying to actually be you on the screen. It's going to be like.
Hey, correct me if I'm not. Did Martin Scorsese direct Raging Bull?
Absolutely, yes, he did.
Oh, wow. So he directed Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, and obviously, who helped him out? So are you gonna be like, see, with the actor, you're gonna be making him show? So it should be realistic. This should be really good, man. Expecting that real.
Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be real big.
Wow. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Chris.
Would you consider training any fighters?
Oh, yeah. I get asked quite a bit, but, let me put it to you this way. When you work in the donut factory, you get sick of the donuts.
Yeah.
And I did, I worked in the boxing field my whole life. I just, I'm kind of out of it right now with that. I commentate fights once in a while, and it's pretty cool. But I don't want to train anybody, because when you train a fighter, in me with the heart that I have, I'd be all in, because I trained a couple of kids and I was all into it with them. But when you're a trainer, you're not just a trainer. If you got a lot of heart and you really like the kid, you're not just a trainer. You're a father, you're a friend, you're a nutritionist, you're a doctor, you're a boxing trainer. You're a lot of things if you're a trainer to a guy that you like, and if you put your heart and soul into it. And I just don't want to be like, I don't want to get into anything like that right now anyways. Do you know what I mean by me saying that?
Yeah. So, was it easy for you to walk away from the ring and not come back?
Yes, it was, because I was very happy. I'm very proud of what I'd done. I wanted to retire with 50 wins even. I got to my 50th win, and when I was fighting the kid, I was fighting a kid who was a tough SOB, Tucker Pudwill. He was going for his 40th win. He was 39-5, or 39-4, something like that. And he was good, and I was losing the fight, and I didn't want to fight again. I wanted that to be my last fight. I had to come back after I was losing by the 5th round. I had to make a little bit of a comeback, and I turned it up. I dropped him in the 7th round, and I won the fight, which I was glad. And I have no regrets. I don't look back. I'm happy it ended the way it did. I tell people I retired with 50 wins, 5 world titles, and 3 brain cells left, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, Pudwill was all right. I'm sure he either floored Steve Collins. Didn't he floor Steve Collins? He was quite good.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. He lost in a tough fight, but I think he did fight him.
Yeah, it was a war.
Yeah.
What was your most memorable fight, that the fight that you remember that in boxing that you think that that was it, that was the fight that made you?
Gilbert Dele. Gilbert Dele was my favorite fight, best fight of my life, most exhausting fight of my life. I was never so tired after any fight. I was literally exhausted because I put everything into it. I was balls to the wall for 12 rounds. I was moving, punching, slipping punches. It was my best fight and my toughest fight. That literally was the toughest physically on my body, and I'm happy with it. And but a lot of people ask me who hit me the hardest, and without a doubt, it comes right to my mind. You guys are not going to believe this, but who hit me the hardest was Roberto Duran.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he hit me one time in Atlantic City. I thought I was in Italy. I had no idea where I was.
Okay. I would have said it. I would have thought it would have been either Aaron Davis or Roger Mayweather. One of them two.
Absolutely. And they could hit too. Those guys threw punches like whips. Like Roy Jones, his punches were like whips, so fast. But heavy-handed was Roberto Duran.
Wow. Which fight was it? The first that you had how many fights? You had two of them, right?
I fought him twice. Once in Las Vegas, once in Atlantic City.
Which was the one, the punch that landed on you in the or both?
I'm going to tell you, the first fight was a pretty good fight. He had a little bit of skills left. He had something in the tank, because I fought him when he was around 40. So when you're in your 40s, I'd say when you get in your late 30s, you can go at any time. You could be like you want to do things, but you can't. But the punching power never leaves. When I fought him the first fight in Las Vegas, he gave me a good fight, and he was hard to hit. Roberto, people don't know this about Roberto, but I do because I watched him my whole life. Roberto was an unbelievable defensive fighter. He was amazing.
Yes.
Defensive fighter. He could slip punches like a hair going by your head. Just slip punches. He was unbelievable at slipping punches and a master at it. And I loved him when I was a kid. I used to try to be like him. So the first fight when we fought in Las Vegas, he was hard to hit. I'm like, damn, imagine this guy's in his 40s. I can't hit him. Imagine when he was 25. Oh, my God. So I end up beating him. He drops me in the 5th round. He hits me with a shot, and I was like, what the hell? The next thing I knew, I saw the canvas next to my eye. And I was like, holy shit, what the hell am I doing here? I jump up, and we continue the fight, and I beat him after that. It woke me up, and I beat him a decision. Then we fought again, and when we fought again, I think it was a stretch of about around a year in between. And in that year, when I fought him the second fight in Atlantic City, the first round I knew, I said, wow, he got old. He got old. Like the second fight, he was so much different, like so much easier to hit. He was there, but still so freaking heavy-handed. He hit me with a shot in Atlantic City, and I didn't know where I was. Like, I just went, oh, my God. It just, pain went through my whole body. Like a heat flash went through my whole body, and I said, oh, my God, I don't know where I am right now. That's the hardest anybody's ever hit me. And I'll never forget it. It was in Atlantic City, the second fight. But I cleaned him. I whitewashed him. It wasn't even a close fight. I beat the piss out of him. He was getting hit easy because he got really old in between. That he was around 42, 43, I think. But he was unbelievable in his day. He was unbelievable. He was unbelievable in his day, Roberto Duran.
What is your relationship with the rapper named Vinny Paz from Jedi Mind Tricks?
Very good. Good question. And a lot of people don't know this, but Vinnie Paz is only called Vinnie Paz. He spells it with an IE. I spell my name Vinny with a Y. He named himself after Vinnie Paz, the Tasmanian Devil fighter, because he liked me. I was one of his heroes. He liked me, and he took the name Vinnie Paz that he rapped by. He's from Philadelphia, and I've been with him, now a dozen times, over places. I go see him rap. I go see some of his concerts. He's awesome. He's unbelievable. He's so talented. He's great singer, great rapper. And his words are just, he's quite a remarkable guy. I don't know if you listen to any of his stuff, but it's really good.
Oh yeah, we listen to Jedi Mind Tricks. Yeah. Chris, Jedi Mind Tricks, Chris?
Yeah, Vinnie Paz is one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, he's great. He's great MC. He's a great MC.
Let's hear it.
And I wanted to say something about Vinny. Vinny, you got underrated defense yourself because people look at you as a brawler, but they don't remember the head movement and the foot speed. You were hard to hit too.
Yeah, absolutely. You can only stay in boxing for a long period of time if you have good defense. That's the only way. Because you can't stay in boxing and get the shit beat out of you all the time and have no defense. You can't have any longevity in boxing if that's the case. That's why Roberto Duran hung around for I think he was a pro for like 30 years.
Yep.
He hung around forever, but it's because he had great defense. And thank you, and yes, you're correct. My defense was much better too, even after I got with Kevin Rooney. That made me have that picked up my defensive skills a lot.
But to me, you had your own style. You had your own style in there. I didn't really see. I couldn't really say, yeah, that guy boxes like Vinnie Paz. You had your own style in there.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah, I was a little wild. I did a little bit of everything, and it worked for me. A lot of guys it can't work for. But people don't realize I was really fast. I joke around and say like I'm the fastest white boy in boxing, but I kind of am. If you think about it, I don't know. I can't find any white guy that's faster than me. I was fast, and that's what did a lot of that did a lot for me. It did a lot for my career, and that's one of the reasons why I did all that I did. And you guys know I was tough as nails. I was tough as nails, and that's a given. But I was very fast, lucky, fortunate. And I had good parents. Let's even go down that road. I had good parents too. I was lucky.
Wow. Yeah, you broke Gilbert Dele's spirit, man. He couldn't believe. I don't think he thought he was gonna walk through. I don't think he thought he'd walk through you, but he thought, I'm gonna win this. And like his spirit he said, nah, I can't deal with this dude. He just turned. Did he turn or he turned away from you?
Absolutely. He really thought he was gonna have no problems with me. He didn't expect that at all. But I knew what I had to do, and that happened to be one of the greatest fights of my life. Everything was good, the training was good. I had no injuries. Everything was awesome, and I just had a great fight against him. He couldn't hit me. He hit me very few times. He was very heavy-handed too. Not Duran, but he could punch too. He was undefeated in 30 fights. But he came at me to the end of the fight, at very end, the 12th round. He kept pressing me. It was my most exhausting fight. And when I hit him with a hook, I cracked his cheekbone. And he turned around, he held it, and walked away.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, oh, no way, kid. There's no way you're getting away that easy after you just tortured me for 12 rounds. And I smashed him one more time when he was walking away.
Wow, I remember that fight, man. I was in amazement. That was definitely performance of that year. That was about 94, I believe, or at least 94.
That was 91.
Oh, 91. See, I mean,
it was actually October. They made the posters October 5th because it was October 1st, 1991.
Yeah. Brilliant performance, man. Brilliant.
Thank you. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ask you. So, how did you go about getting with Kevin Rooney? Because he's Mike. Obviously, we remember him from the Mike Tyson days and this and that. And
I had, definitely. And good question. I was with a management team. I was with a boxing organization called Main Events. Do you guys remember them?
Yeah, Lou Duva.
Lou Duva.
It was Lou Duva at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was with them, and I lost the fight to Mayweather, Roger Mayweather, Floyd's trainer, and he was a badass, Roger, and I couldn't make the weight. It was killing me. Actually, my movie starts out with me trying to lose weight for the Mayweather fight. I couldn't make the weight. So finally, I get on the scale for the third time, and I made 140. So I was dead in the fight, and he beat the shit out of me. It was a bad fight for me, and I wouldn't get stopped. I wouldn't allow myself to get stopped.
Yeah.
So I went 12 rounds with him, but I lost the fight. And after the fight, Main Events, Lou Duva's son, Dan Duva, he said, Vinny said, you got to get a trainer, or you got to just stop. We think it's time for you to quit. And I was like, no, I'm not quitting. I said, I want to fight. So they gave me a list of people to go to, and they thought that I should choose Kevin Rooney at first. They gave me Angelo Dundee. They gave me the guy from Las Vegas. They gave me a couple of guys, but they told me to try Kevin Rooney first. So I called Kevin Rooney up. I liked him. We got along. I went up to his Catskills training camp, and he puts me in the ring. The first time, he puts me in the ring with his best middleweight. Now I'm fighting at that super lightweight. I give his middleweight a beaten ass whipping. I beat the crap out of his middleweight in the gym, Muta, Kelvin Prather, and I work out, and then I get on the scale after. He sees I'm soaking wet, I'm drenched. I had to lose maybe 8-10 pounds, and he puts the scale on 140. I said, what are you doing? He goes, what do you mean, what am I doing? I said, you put it on 140. I said, move it up. He said, why? That's where you fight at. I said, no, move it up. I said, that's for a weigh-in. I'm not making weight now for a fight. Move it up. He goes, what do you want me to move it up to? I said, move it up to 160. He goes, 160? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, you move it up to 160. So he puts it on 160. He puts it on 150. And I get on it, and boom, it jacks up. It hits the top. He goes, oh, my God. He said, Vinny, what are you doing? He said, why are you fighting it? It's lightweight. And he moved it up. It ended at 156, where it leveled out. He goes, what are you, crazy? You look unbelievable. You just beat my best middleweight. You had to lose 10 pounds. You weigh 156. Just fight at middleweight. He wanted me to fight at middleweight. So so we finally agreed on junior middleweight. And I won the world title there, and then I broke my neck in the car accident.
Wow.
So, yeah, crazy how life goes, man. Life's crazy. 3 things I say every day, and they come up every single day. 1, time flies. I wouldn't be 39. I would have never got to 39 if time didn't fly. That's 1. Time flies. It's a small world, and life is crazy. Those 3 things come up every day in everybody's life.
Yeah.
They
No
do.
doubt.
They do indeed. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sure you got questions. You've been itching.
Yes, my question was, my dream fight that I always wanted to see was Buddy McGirt and you at 140. Did you ever have any plans of fighting Buddy?
At one time we were gonna do it, yeah. And I like him now, but then I used to call him Big Head. I used to call him Big Fat Head. Yeah. I said, I'll beat that big fat head. I said, how can he miss that thing? Look at it. I used to joke around with him. But now I'm friends with him. I'm actually meeting him in Vegas next month.
Okay.
Yep.
Yo, so why did Lou Duva jump in the ring? Remember when he jumped in against Roger Mayweather and Roger Mayweather clocked him with a right and floored him? Why did he jump across at Roger?
He was just a fat douchebag. He just wanted to get on TV. Who the hell knows with him?
Oh,
No, it was nothing good. Nothing good. He wanted to act like that he was all like into the fighters and stuff. He was just like most other guys. He robbed so many fighters. He took advantage of so many fighters too. He tried to be the good guy. He wasn't the good guy. He jumped in the ring just to be a hot shot to make himself look good. And I'm so glad Roger Mayweather smashed him.
Wow, I'm surprised you're saying that. You know, what went wrong, or what did you find out to make you feel how you feel about him this way?
Well, why I went with him is because my father was very Italian and Lou was Italian, so they did all that Italian bullshit stuff together. And it doesn't matter. I'm not a racial person. Like most of my friends are Irish. I have very few Italian friends, and I get along with everybody. But the most people that are haters, everybody's got haters. You guys got haters. The other radio shows, other TV shows, they hate you guys. Anybody who does anything of any significance is going to have haters too. And I got tons of them here in Rhode Island where I live. I got fans, of course, but I got people that just fucking hate me. And, it's crazy. And most of them are Italian. It's so nuts. So anyways, I went with him because my father was very Italian. He was from Italy. He was an old school kind of guy. My father was the best. I got very lucky to have a great dad because you can't choose your family. I got lucky. So anyways, he liked Lou and they did that Italian thing together, and so I went with him because of that. But he's just like anybody else. You know what I mean? In every single race, color, and creed, there's good, bad, and ugly. You know what I mean? It's like Don King. Don King got Tyson because he hit him with the brother shit. Yeah. So come on, you be with me, you be with your brother, you be with your own kind. You stay with me, Mike. Yeah. And Tyson and Don robbed the shit out of him. Don robbed the shit out of him. Mike ended up giving him a beating a couple of years ago in Las Vegas. But he still robbed them for hundreds of millions of dollars, So it don't matter what nationality it is. And Lou thought he was the savior of boxing. He thought he was going to be the guy. He robbed guys too. I saw him like just stupid things like charging everybody at a training camp for the rental car. Everybody charging, like you got 10 fighters at the training camp, so he's charging all 10 fighters $1,000 to rent the car, and he's only paying $1,000 for it. Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, just stupid shit like that. But it goes to show when you do stuff like that, you do things like that in everything. And he was no big deal. They wanted me to quit. I left him after one of my fights. They wanted me to quit, and good thing I didn't, because it ended up being the best part of my career. The ending part of my career ended up being, better than the beginning. Yeah. And if I would have listened to Lou Duva, none of that would have happened, and this movie would not be done about me. They didn't want me to fight then. They were against it after I came back. They tried to write me off, but no big deal. That's life almost. People are people, and you got some good, some bad.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Like he really tried to treat George Benton like a piece of crap after all the fighters he trained and success he gave him. Like he didn't want to pay him what he was doing.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And see, George, I loved George Benton. What a guy. He was one of a kind. My father loved George Benton. They used to go, my father used to get a kick out of getting George to eat Italian food because George would love it. My father got the biggest kick out of it. It was pretty funny. And George was just a real good man. Yeah, and Lou took advantage of him too.
Yep. And what a lot of people don't know is George Benson was a very good fighter himself back in the day.
Yeah, before my time, but that's what I heard. I heard that.
Yep. No doubt. So you worked with George as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah. George helped me a lot. Yeah, real nice guy. And I could tell at one time, he could have been a badass, but I never saw him fight. But they told me that he was quite a fighter. Do you guys know what his ending record was?
I know he fought Hurricane Carter. I can't remember. He fought Ruben Hurricane Carter.
Who was a badass.
Yeah,
Hurricane Carter was a badass. Yeah.
I can't remember what his record was, but he was a good fighter. He was definitely a good fighter. He just didn't get a lot of the opportunities that would have. I
gotta look him up because now I'm curious to see how many fights he had, what his record was.
Yeah, man. The main event set up. Yeah, but you survived that, and like you said, the best days came. So obviously there's good nights, bad nights. What about the Roy Jones fight? What was the build up, the middle, and the ending? Let's walk us through that one.
When I fought Roy Jones, I joke around and say, what am I doing? I fought the heavyweight champ of the world. I'm only 5'7" on a good hair day. but the fight would have never went down the way it went down. I was just, I sucked in the fight. I was terrible. I felt terrible. They told me it was his promoters that put on the fight. So they told me that I was going to fight around 9, 10 o'clock. So I'm getting ready for 9, 10 o'clock. I'm getting ready for a 9:30 appearance. And I start drinking my coffee. I do my same routine every fight. I drink the coffee before the fight and get all jacked up on a cappuccino. And I did that for a 9:30 start time. So now 9:30's here and I'm jacked. I'm ready to go. I'm in the back. I'm shadow boxing. I'm sweating. I'm feeling good. I'm fast. 9:30, 10 o'clock comes. And okay, let's go. All right, 10:30 comes. Now I'm going, come on, man. When are they stopping this fight now? Am I gonna fight or what? Now 11 o'clock comes. Now I'm getting a little calmer. Now I'm stopped. I'm slowed down. 11:30 comes, nothing. 12 o'clock comes, nothing. I fight. They get me at midnight, and they say, "All right, Vinny, come on, let's go. It's time." I was dead. I was in the bed. I was dead because I crashed from the coffee. I crashed from the caffeine, and he was unbelievable. I mean, he won the heavyweight championship of the world after that. He was unbelievable at that time. He was amazing, and I just got my ass kicked, and I took it as good as I could, and that was it. What you think about that?
Yeah, well, that was good, man. That was good. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I thought that was good though. You went. That's shocked me that being your height, you went up all these weight classes and you was the fighting stronger man like that.
Good, thank you. Lucky, good, tough, and strong.
So what is it? You just didn't fear anybody. There's no one you feared at all. No one said that this guy might actually hurt me. You just didn't take that into consideration.
Yeah, a little wild, a little too wild for my own good. But I had a good career, and I'm happy with what I did. I don't look back on anything. If there's one thing that I could have changed, it would have been that Roy Jones fight. One thing, if that would have been the only thing, and only because he stopped me, and he would have never stopped me. I would have went 12 with him, and I probably wouldn't have won because he was unbelievable. But I would have went 12 with him, and that's what I would have really liked to do. But it's not bad. All in all, I don't complain. My glass is always half full. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You see in that fight that you didn't want to quit. You didn't want to quit in that fight, man. You didn't want the referee to stop. I see you getting up and you was complaining a bit. But like you said in the Yeah.
I did not want to quit. Yeah.
See, I saw in that fight because both of you was showboating. You had your hands out, Roy had his hands out, and then he caught you with a nice combination. And you like, no, you still want the fight to continue, but you understood. But You know, they want to say fighters.
Yeah, I sucked in that fight. I don't even consider it. It's not too bad because I had 60 professional victories, and I only had 5 bad fights out of the 60. You know, I finished my career 50 wins, 10 losses, 30 knockouts, but I had only really 5 bad fights, and you know, a lot of them had to do with the weight. I couldn't make weight. Haugen 2 was a 1 bad fight for me. Loretto Garza at junior welterweight was another bad fight for me.
Yeah.
Roger Mayweather at junior lightweight, junior middle welterweight was a bad fight for me. Aaron Davis was a bad fight for me, and Roy Jones. Those were my 5 bad fights. Not bad. I had 55 other ones that were okay.
What frustrated you so bad against Garza? What frustrated you so badly?
Against which fighter?
Loretto Garza. Because to me, he didn't seem like he was beating you out of sight. But
Garza, I couldn't do anything. I was weak as hell. I couldn't hit him. When I was hitting him, I wasn't hurting him because my punches were like I felt like I felt like it was a bad dream, that fight, and I couldn't hit him. You know, I couldn't hurt him just because I couldn't make weight. The weight killed me.
I was surprised to see you get thrown out of the ring. Like, you know, like it was just like you got
yeah.
DQ'd, man.
I wanted to throw him over the ring, but I didn't. Good thing I didn't.
That's one of them things, man.
All right, quick, B, you want to ask that question? What's the question you want to ask? Is anything you...
No, I think I got it in about Lou Duver, and he answered it Vinny answered it with a lot of venom.
Is there anything that, you know, that the fight fans, anything you'd feel like you want to be remembered for, anything?
The fans, and for any fans that are listening, go on VinniePaz.com, get my Headstrong DVD, and you will love it. I know people love it, and I literally offer people money back. And I've been advertising it now for 10 years, and I tell them money back guarantee if you don't like it. And not one person has ever asked for their money back. And, you know, $19.99 on my Headstrong DVD on VinniePaz.com. It's the coolest DVD in sports, period, in sports. I got to get you guys one. Somehow I want to get you guys one. You get, on Facebook, get me your address, and I will mail you one of my DVDs. Is that a deal?
That's fine, man. That's fine with me. I'll cop it myself, man. You don't have to do that. I'll buy it myself.
I'll give you a thing. That's all right, Vinny, man. I'll do that, definitely. Definitely.
Absolutely. That's good. Yeah, I would love to. Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Vinny will be remembered as the original, one of the tough guys of boxing because he looked like he wanted to kill every opponent.
Yeah, I was mean. I'm still fast too. Let me tell you, I shadow box every day. I shadow box every day. I'm still fast.
I could picture you kicking someone's ass when you're 70. I could picture that. I can picture that. You know what I mean? I like, you know, this ain't no. I ain't just saying this to gas you up. I can't picture the 80s or 90s without you boxing. I can't picture it. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest compliment that I can pay you. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Much respect.
Yep. All right, fellas.
Very cool. All right, guys, you get me your address. I'll get you the DVD. And thanks for talking.
It's been a pleasure.
Hopefully it was a good show.
Yes, it was. Oh, man, it was. Indeed.
Bye-bye, guys.
Okay.